Hello, good morning, everybody. So, today's 12th of September 2019, and we have some good news that if you are trading metals, then you can now trade without any swap. So, this is starting from 11th, which started yesterday, and is still continuing up to around 1st of November. So, you have the chance to trade without swap. If you are trading metals, you have a chance to trade without swap up to 1st of November. So the swaps, the amount that you charge for swap has actually been cancelled, all of it. You are now free to trade up to 1st of November 2019 without swaps. So we move to our charts. We want to see what we expect to have for the first thing which I want to talk about is the pair on my screen now. This is actually a buy. This is a buy. As long as how it looks now, this is a very good buy. You see that we had a trend from this point. I'll add the periods for this in just a second. This 21, next one, so 21. So just look at how this trend looks. This is a very good active uptrend. We have a support, yeah, continued up, came back as a support, continued up, came back as a support, and continued up, back as a support. In case price can come back to this level, then that will be a good place to look for a buy from. So technically we are waiting for price to bounce off from this level here. We want price to bounce off somewhere around this level. This is just a very good resistance. There was a clear break above. We are waiting for price to retrace back before we continue buying it to the upper side. So if you are looking at this chart, better be looking for buy positions. Expect some retracement, of course, and that retracement should take us only up to the level which I've mentioned, the trend line which I've just mentioned. The dynamic support which I was talking about. Forward to next chart, and it should be USD. This is how USD looks. Had a very good level here, a resistance. It continued down, came back as a resistance. Continued down, it came back as a resistance. Then we had a very good support here where price actually went perfectly below. So this is how we drew it yesterday. We expected price to proceed down and break below this zone here, then retrace back before we pick a sell. If you're looking at this chart, you actually ought to have seen that this is the breakout I was talking about. Then the retracement, which is this, is actually this one. This little move you're seeing here is actually the move there. So we want price to come back perfectly up to that level. We want price to retrace back up to the level which I've mentioned, then we'll be able to pick a very good sell from that point. I'm not going to delete this. The line which I drew yesterday, I'm not going to delete it because this is the forecast for yesterday. I want to hold it as it is. Then we wait for price to retrace back before we can sell it perfectly. So you can have a pending sell limit there. Have your stop loss here above that level. Then we have a take profit, of course, on the weekly, which is here. This is the best place to take for a profit from. So if you successfully sell it, as I'm saying, your take profit should be around 1.05723. That should be the correct place to look for a profit, to take profits from. So you expect a very big move downwards, but should not go below this level here. Move forward. Next chart, GBP/USD, and this is how this chart looks. If you can remember, some few days ago we actually had our line here. Had a very good line around this point. Then we were expecting to buy when price comes back to this level. So far that did not happen. So the price went down, it came back up, and then it broke below. Somehow we are still below. So if you are looking at this chart at the moment, better be looking for a sell position now. Look for a sell in between the zone which I've drawn. Look for a sell in between it. Expect that sell to take price up to this level here. This is the support where to take profit from. So if we sell it within 1.23335 to 1.23385, then we'll expect price to proceed up to 1.22505. Our stop loss overall is above this level, 1.23511. So the best is to sell there, have your stop loss, have a take profit here. That's the correct one. Have a sell limit, a stop loss, and then your take profit is here. That's the correct way to have it. Sell limit, stop loss, take profit is here. So we move forward to our next symbol. So far, before I proceed, I want to mention something here and to say that up to 1st of November 2019, you have the chance to trade metals without spreads. So if you are somebody who is trading, you like trading gold, any CFD, then you have the chance to trade without spreads. And make use of that opportunity. It's really good. If you are trading metals, you have the chance to trade without spreads up to 1st of November, this next November, 2 months to come. Forward to next chart, should be SP500. So one thing should be clear, that if you are trading SP500, also needs to look for the same position where the two actually moves in the same direction. So when you're looking for a buy on one, just look for a buy on the other one. So if you look for a sell in a trade on one symbol, either SP500 or SDJPY, make sure that the same signal you're seeing on one is the same signal you're seeing on the other one. So we have this level here on this chart. For us, is much better. Had this zone, also had this. So we actually drew a zone. This. So these are very good resistance, and resistance. So break above, support. This which we marked yesterday as the target. So you can remember yesterday we actually recommended a buy on this one. We wanted price to, after breaking above, just to give us a buy, which it did. This is the buy. So if you bought it here yesterday, I don't know, so yesterday or when was this? This was 2 days ago. So, today is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. This was Tuesday. So we expected a buy from this point up to this resistance here. So far, that's exactly what the price is doing. We've seen price continue to the upper side perfectly as we forecasted. So that means you are supposed to look for buy. Keep looking for buy orders. Keep looking for buy orders up to the resistance which I've mentioned. The one at the very top, which is this one, is always the best one, 3028.0. If you bought it there, hold on up to this level here. And if price is to retrace, then this should be the place it has to come down up to. This is the next, just immediate resistance, which was broken. I've not seen price come back to it. So if price comes back, this should be a good place to rebuy it from 2988.7. So I hope this makes sense, that SP500 is a buy, but then we need to wait for price to retrace back down so that we can buy it at the lowest possible risk. And that means we buy it up to this resistance. So we move forward to our next symbol, which is Brent oil. Brent oil yesterday was very bullish, but somehow it actually came back down and even closed below where we saw it yesterday. Had that as a zone. Mentioned that there is a very good resistance, that if price went above it, we wanted a retracement, then a second retracement before we can buy. But so far, the price basically just broke below it and still is below. So this could be a sign for a sell. This could be a sign that they're sellers. So if you are looking at this symbol, better be looking for sell positions up to this level here. This is a very good support, a support. Expect a drop up to this trend line. Expect a bearish move up to the trend line which you've mentioned, which is this 58, around 58.990. So the trend line basically has no value, like it has no price in particular. Prices, it ranges between this point up to the top. So anytime the price comes back to this level, whether it's around this point or this point, then that will be the place to take profits from. So you look for a sell, as I've mentioned, to gold, the last, and this is where the good part comes. You're free to trade gold without swaps from now up to 1st of November. You can trade gold without swaps. So that's a very good chance. If you are somebody who likes trading gold, you'll have the chance to trade without swaps. No, zero swaps at all. No swaps. So if I was to trade gold today, this could be the place I'm waiting to sell from. So whatever is happening now does not mean the price is continuing to the upper side. We are still sellers. This is still a sell. Whatever is happening now does not mean that the price is reversing to the upper side. We are still sellers. So wait for the sell positions around this level here, and then expect that sell to take price up to this support, this level here. Adjust a resistance, a break above. So we want price to show us a sell signal here, which should push us up to this level, up to somewhere here, 1446.28. So we are looking for a sell, and we expect that sell to go up to 1446.28. So thank you very much, guys. That should be the end of this market overview. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. And on to whatever I was saying about the swap thing, find more information here. This link, trade without swaps, trade CFDs without swap. So thank you, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow.